Hey, my resilient diabetics. How are we doing out there? Well, I'm back here at Dr. Lum's office, and what we'll be discussing today is scar tissue massage for us diabetics and what he does in terms of relieving some of the pain that we experience. And that muscle diabetic pain is real. Sometimes we ache all over. The reasons for that are still kind of unknown. They're a potential list of items that may be causing the scar tissue. Some call it muscle just getting harder and a little bit of rough edges around them, which scar over time. Some of the reasons include obviously age, possibly the medications involved. Statins are known to change muscle structure. Could be the diabetic medications, possibly metformin, nobody knows. But all I can tell you is that he's been working on me for some time. He's worked on my knees, my lower back, my elbows, and right now my shoulders. And why my shoulder? And this is probably the worst one I've experienced. Well, about 7 months ago, my gym brought in a new piece of equipment, which is behind the back military press. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically a bar that you're gonna be pressing weight behind your neck. And I told myself years ago I would never do it. Why? It kills your shoulders. But it was new and I wanted to see how I'd feel on it. So I brought it in, very light at first. And over time, it felt great and weight getting heavier and heavier. And then one day I realized, oh boy, I'm in trouble. And I knew right there and then I was gonna have some severe issues associated with my left shoulder in terms of even trying to get my hand over my head. And this all culminated with a bicep tendon injury that I suffered a while ago, which I never got looked at. And I think, and as Dr. Lum will explain to you, it all kind of snowballed for me. So things got worse, and so I am back here, and so I do a weekly treatment from him, and he goes in there, removes that scar tissue, and I'll let him explain what's going on with my shoulder, what he's doing, and then next week, you'll get actually a chance to see the actual therapy and what it's like, and you get to hear me scream like a little girl. So right now, let me turn it over to Dr. Lum, introduce you to him, and he'll show you on his friend, the skeleton behind you, what he does. So let me introduce you to Dr. Brian Lum, and we're here at his gym, and he's going to explain through his good friend of ours, Mr. Skeleton. Do you have a name for him?
Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones, what is going on with my shoulder and how he's treating my shoulder right now? Take it away.
All right. Well, Jay, no matter how you form your scar tissue, if it was an injury from working out, if it was from overuse, or like you said, side effects from drug and or just old age, we're here to break it down. So for example, like in your bicep tendon, your deltoids, some of your rotator cuff muscles, you have a lot of scar tissue formed from whatever may have caused it. But what we're gonna do is just sand it down, meaning with cross-friction massage. So we're just gonna break it down by going really deep and just breaking down some scar tissue. From there, you'll get two main results from it. One, you'll get a lot more mobility of that shoulder because scar tissue creates like a thickness into that muscle or a tendon or ligament. And when that thickness occurs, obviously you feel stiffer, you feel like that soreness, you feel crepitus, especially when you wake up in the morning, it's just cold, but when you warm up, it feels looser, obviously. But the main reason why we need to get rid of scar tissue is for the blood flow. So scar tissue actually blocks the blood flow, it's just like a dam effect. So when you have a lot of scar tissue, that blood flow, which carries oxygen, which is the fuel source for your muscle, will reduce into that area. So a couple things happens. One, you get less performance. Obviously, if there's less fuel to the muscle, your performance decreases, but more so you get more pain. With less oxygen in any source, muscle, tendon, ligament, you get more pain. So what we try to do is break down the scar tissue so that muscle becomes more resilient, one, because it's not as dense or not as thick or not as tight, but then it just becomes more efficient with blood flow. So you get more fuel source, you increase your performance, and decrease pain. So that's pretty much what we have to go through.
Which muscles are we working today?
Your bicep tendon.
Right, where is that?
Right around here. You can see that tendon right there.
Right.
And then we got your deltoids. We'll go to this guy right here because you can see more of the colors. Your whole deltoid, which is a cap right here.
Right.
And then we got your rotator cuff muscles. One of them right here, one of them right here, one on top here, and then one underneath right here that comes out to your shoulder.
So we'll be working on all
Yeah,
those
so a whole
today.
complex of
Yes.
shoulder muscles.
Perfect. All right, so now you got the explanation of what he does. We're going to start our session and start working on all of those fibrous tissues and start getting broken apart. And then next week, like I said, stay tuned because we'll actually bring you in on the therapy itself. You'll see him working on me and getting deeper and deeper into all that decrepit scar tissue that's built up over time. And generally speaking, once he's done with me, every single week I'm seeing some drastic changes in terms of flexibility of my shoulder. The last 2 weeks in particular, I've been able to train incredibly hard with no pain. And I'll actually post a picture of what I look like. It's been wonderful to get back in the gym, use free weights, heavy, in good form, but yet not suffer from pain. And that's what it's all about. As a diabetic, exercise and keeping exercising is the key. So stay tuned for next week. We'll see you soon. Bye.